The name is Professor William Turnbull. Well, I was a professor as one of the top archaeologists in the world. Think of a museum exhibit, and I'm most likely responsible for the artifacts you are looking at. Though you wouldn't see my real name. I used hundreds of pseudonyms to avoid too much publicity. To avoid those looking to steal from me. I did this for 35 years until I found what I deemed the greatest discovery. A hidden cave in Rome. I found a peculiar wall painting and some out-of-place skeletal remains. There was also writing on the walls that also seemed out of time. The English was too good, and the sentences were too complete to be something from the past. At first I thought it was a hoax, but the fading of the paint and words and erosion on the wall, and the fact that the cave had been sealed for decades ruled that out. And the first words that stood out to me were time travel. I spent several years studying the site and piecing together what everything meant, but still had no clue. I found the names Miriam Belfry, William Johnson, Joseph Peel, Bella Stewart, Javier Rodriguez, Dana Budding, Mohammed Hassan, Sandra Cook, Colonel Luna Lee, and Lieutenant General Winston Stewart. Peel apparently lived in the 1600s in England with Johnson and Cook. There are not files on where they were born, but they all showed up aged for the time, but also strangely healthy. They made money selling secrets of medicine and were considered prestigious scientists in their communities, but their communities seemed to have hoarded this knowledge, and it was lost with their deaths. It seems that they were in this cave, and from what I can tell, they weren't the only ones. 200 years prior, in the 1400s, Winston Stewart and Bella Stewart were here. Records talk of two outsiders who lived in Scotland before traveling to Paris and Rome as peddlers of items that royalty apparently bought, making them rich. With the money, they were given rights by the Pope to study the Colosseum for religious artifacts. Apparently, they disappeared right after they went into the cave, and no one knows where they went. Rodriguez and Hassan both show up in Egypt in the 1800s. They apparently made money as architects and later visited Rome and this cave. They were the ones to seal it up, apparently convincing the government that it was too religious to be disturbed. But they left clues to be found, and in the early 1900s, a Miss Dana Budding discovered the cave and created a new shaft to get to it. This was the shaft I discovered. Budding was apparently employed with the United States. But everything was so top secret that the files were either unavailable or erased. Budding's writing spoke of an ancient artifact that could be found if someone was around the 2020s. Of course, it was the year 2025. It was Budding's writing that also mentioned Luna Lee and Miriam Belfry. So I realized that I needed to find them in order to see what this relic was, and if this was some sort of a time travel experiment in the future that went wrong, or if everyone purposely came to these times. But Miss Lee and Miriam Belfry didn't exist in any public file. Made me think that it was some sort of secret agency, but the lack of knowledge drove me mad. That is until I met Miss Lee and Miss Belfry on their deathbeds. They heard the news about the discovery of the cave too, and recognized the cave painting. They told me everything, the future and the shadows, the prophecy, and that I was the one who left the message and found the relic. They told me of the end of the world, and how they did not remember what happened, but they believed they had been sent back through time. And I thought they were nuts, of course, until they told me things that I had only known. Things I would never tell people. Things I am now recording myself saying to you. The dream I had 5 years ago. There was a woman in the cave, writing. But her eyes were like black holes. She turned her head and screamed, and then her eyes turned normal again. She told me that she was possessed and trying to fight it, but she knew she needed to seal herself in the cave as the shadows were spread thin through time and space and didn't have as much power until several years from now when the great cataclysm would begin. The dream finished with a strange voice asking who I was and that I will be found and dealt with in due time. Time passed quickly after that in my dream, and I saw the woman seal the cave and a strange, shadowy mist leave her body as she perished. When I awoke, the room was dark, and I felt something in the room with me. I felt like I was being strangled. But then it stopped. Lee and Belfry told me about the fantasy football league they created, and how Belfry had an ancestor who was in the league. They played with a replica of the original trophy, but they believed that the original was the relic, and that I was destined to find it. They believed I was special because the shadows couldn't corrupt me for some reason. They asked where I was born. I said a hotel in Washington near a waterfall. They had a look on their faces, but never really told me what that meant. I did learn about the Shadow Brigade and their mission and the years leading up to the end of days. I was still skeptical. I mean, fantasy football? I didn't even like sports, thought they rotted your mind. But they kept talking and I kept listening. Strangely enough, I believed them in the end. There was one question, though. Why me? They told me they would help me, but I never heard from them again, almost like they disappeared. So I began my quest. I spent most of my money, tarnished my reputation, learned from a medium about interdimensional beings and shadow people. I actually studied the paranormal, became an investigator for a while to see if I could find out about these living shadows. A lot of odd things in my travels, but nothing I could tie to my case. I also found the old internet files to this league and watched some videos of the members, and I saw the trophy. Apparently, it was kept by the last winning member when they all retired many, many years after starting the league. That trophy was then passed on before being left behind during a move. And that was the last time anyone had ever heard of it, so I posted on web pages asking if anyone knew where it was, and that I was willing to pay anything for it. Nothing. No responses. A few more years went by and still nothing. I was about to give up when all of a sudden the big break came. I was scouring the web, trying to keep my eyes open from a lack of sleep one night, and I came across an advertisement for a yard sale. Lo and behold, it was it. Somehow this person had it in storage with a bunch of junk and wanted to get rid of it all. Thought it was some sort of a funny gift, an old trophy. And I couldn't believe it. I bought it for just a few dollars and brought it home. I had done it. But then I realized, wait. They told me I would recount this whole story on a message and end it with the fact that I was hiding it away, but couldn't say where. I guess I said these exact words. But I bought a sturdy chest. I found one from a friend who lived back where I was born. He used resins from rocks and caves around the area, said it shined a cool way and that he had never seen anything else like it. I figured, sure, I will help my friend get business while getting something I could lock the trophy in and hide away. I was gone for a year traveling before I found the perfect place. I also used the medium to put a psychic connection on the vessel. Not sure it worked, but it is supposed to alert itself when the final four is known. Something Miss Lee told me I said. I'm not sure, though. But I end the message with this. The prophecy I deciphered from the painting. It said, "An ancient member of a fantasy football league who wins the Green Bowl in Time of the Shadows will be the chosen one to enter the Great Pyramid, drink from the Cup of Champions, and they will open a rift in time and disrupt a dimensional portal that could seal the evil outside our world and start a new era of life on the planet." Perhaps I'm going insane. Perhaps this is all real. Either way, this has been a really amazing adventure. And I hope I made a difference.
Huh? Who could that be? Hello? Who is it?
This is General Thomas Mulberry II, and we must talk immediately.
The world's essence slows, shadows spread from the pyramids to the oceans to the coasts. But behold the test, a smoking gun, a quest passed down for generations. A prophesized hero, the champion. In order to save everyone, thou must drink from the cup. march and fight for humanity reach the goal. It's a quest for the Green Bowl. Green Bowl.
So what is this about, General?
I've been assigned to the case of our missing official, Colonel Luna Lee. She went AWOL, and it is very important we find her for national security reasons. I've been talking to people, and they say you've seen her. Is this true?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, General. I've seen a lot of people through the years.
Do not play dumb with me, Mr. Turnbull. I know you've seen her. Do not test my patience.
And so what if I have? I'm a paranormal investigator and former archaeologist. Many people visit me for my work, and as far as I know, you have no right to know what I have talked about with my clients unless you have a warrant.
I'm not gonna ask you again. What do you know?
Okay. First, let me ask you a few questions, General. 1. In my research, through the past 10 years, I've done extensive detective work on names of people and tried to find out about a Colonel Luna Lee. She doesn't exist in any public file. How can you explain this?
Classified information. You're really starting to annoy me.
2nd, in my research, I also never heard of you. So how can I be so sure that you're a general?
William, it seems like you are answering my question without meaning to. Where is it?
I'm unsure of what you mean.
Do not make me get angry. You humans never seem to know when danger is present. Almost like you're drawn to it. Made it so easy in your future.
You're the one from my dream, aren't you?
Where is it, William? You know what I speak of.
In a safe place that I will never tell.
Ah! I cannot fight it for long, William. You must run. I know the plan. You must run.
If you do not tell me the location of the relic, I will make you pay.
I'm not afraid of you. I know you cannot harm me, or I would already be infected or dead.
I do not need to do either. Regardless of your power, I am still stronger than anything in your universe. You could have made things easy for me, but my plan will draw out this relic. The prophecy is just a concept caught in a time loop. You wouldn't have known about it if I hadn't attacked the Shadow Brigade. They wouldn't have known about it if it wasn't for the corrupted flash drive I was about to turn into the FBI. The real prophecy is that I will destroy the one with the relic inside my realm at the Great Pyramid, and I will rule your pathetic universe for all of eternity.
I don't believe you, for the need of such an elaborate plan is redundant. If you really had that much power, you could have always found me earlier and destroyed the relic then. You don't have as much control as you would like us to think, do you?
Enough of this. With my power, I would like to show you your future and the playground I created.
metal seems like a part of a ship's hull.
Ship's hull? Wait, James, don't touch the metal. That's what Dr. Landry was using in her experiments. James! James! James!
My head. What happened? What the hell? Where am I? Franklin! Franklin! Am I alone? Think, James, think. You're at brigade headquarters talking to Franklin, holed up in your room. You had that strange box from Dr. Landry. You pulled out the metal That's it. It was what Franklin had told us. Of course, I forgot. Those shards somehow open portals in other places or something, through time and space. Oh, my head is so cloudy. I have to figure out where I am. When I am. Perhaps I can do something to help us in the future, find a way back. What the hell was that? James, keep your cool, man. You've been in dangerous situations so many times. Think survival. I'm in the woods. I'll need food and shelter and protection from wildlife. Yes, protection seems very important right now. What? It can't be. This can't be true. I've made it, Master. And I know the location of the ones who fight for this relic. Forget them. They are meaningless. Find the relic, Timothy. Push them to show you.
Yes, Matt. I won't do it. I won't do your bidding.
Do not make me regret using you. I will slowly crush your puny brain. Now force the adventurers to give up the location.
Yes, Master. What do I do next?
I know they're inside a bunker underneath the tower, waiting to hear from someone. I think it is time we interrupted that transmission.
Humans who have survived this far, I bring a message. Give up the relic or suffer a fate worse than death. Your pitiful existence is no match for the great and powerful shadows. The new owners of this dimension do not oppose. Where is the relic? Show me.
Everyone, I don't have much time. I'm not sure how, but I know who I am now. Where I'm from. My amnesia from when I arrived is gone. I've no time to explain yet, but the ones who have advanced, I know you saw the relic flash before your eyes. It flashed for me as well. I saw a vision of the relic in the Colosseum of Warriors. We must find the others already there. As for the ones lost, I hate to ask something of you so dangerous, but you must distract the shadows and its minions. We will travel on the time scoop and you will be left to give us some time. Just because you lost doesn't mean you are not important to this cause. You've made it this far, anyway. Now everyone, close your eyes. This is so much fun. Now, you run.
Get hold of yourself, James. So you're in the time of dinosaurs. At least I have a story that rivals Franklin now. What's that? Shh. Been so long since I first arrived here. At first I tried to count the days in this cave that I made my home, but after a while the days began to blend in, and proper sleep became a rare privilege. There are times I feel like I've gone mad after nodding off for an hour and experiencing the nightmares of my time here. There are times that I'm not sure what's real and what's a dream anymore. But the monsters in my nightmares are real, and I wonder if I'll ever find my way home. The only thing that keeps me going is my training and my belief that Franklin, Dr. Landry, Dr. Musgrave, all my Shadow Brigade members are still out there somewhere in need of help. Perhaps I'm naive. I mean, I'm the one that's been lost in the land of dinosaurs for what must be years by now. But if time travel is happening, then I must believe that I will be back before I know it. It's just difficult to know how much longer I can last. I've created shelter. I made hunting tools and even discovered some edible plant life, but food is now beginning to be scarce. And I must travel away from this safe haven soon, or I will perish from the hunger. I'm writing on this cave wall now in the hopes that one day it is discovered and I might be saved. I don't even know where here is, but perhaps I will one day find myself laughing with old friends again. Until then, know that I will leave clues around this area in the hopes of being found.
We've made it, everyone. We are at the Coliseum of Warriors. We must now find the relic and play to see who the final two chosen one contenders will be. I can only hope we bought time against the shadows long enough to stop any interference. But I do think it is time for me to tell you what I know now, as my memories have flooded back. Some of it is hazy still, but I now know who I am. And it all goes back to the wise man when I was first found. If you remember, I was found in a cave near my colony. The old wise man found me, brought me to the elders of the colony, and taught me many things, helping me to acclimate. What I didn't tell you is that the colony members told me there was never an old wise man, and that I was most likely seeing visions from the wise man at the philosopher's swamp from their ancient folklore. That's why I studied up on the swamp itself, and that's why I visited there, only to realize there was no way I could get to the shack due to the dangers that surrounded it. Of course, I didn't want to sound too crazy to you all, so I left that part out. But I now realize you probably thought I was crazy anyway, huh? No matter. I didn't know who the wise man was until I found more files after escaping the shadows back at Liberty's Watch. The wise man is named William Turnbull, and he is imprisoned there by the shadows. Turnbull is the one who found the relic and the one who spoke the prophecy. He apparently has some sort of a power he didn't understand until he had nothing to do but think between the torture sessions. The shadows have left him in our world, and he cannot die, but he does feel hunger, and he feels pain. The shadows underestimated him, though. You see, he is attached to the power node at Misty Forest, being born there. He cannot be infected, and he apparently learned how to become one with the node itself, somehow meditating and moving from his prison with his mind, interacting with the past.
The reason he found me in the cave is because it is him who saved me from my horrid fate.
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm making it this time. I tried. But I'm too weak now. I only wish I had won the green bolt.
It is not your time, James. I've seen the future and your importance.
They say you go crazy before death. You know, I never thought that was true. I must be going crazy now.
I'm sorry, James, but I must bring you into the chaotic future and need to erase your memories to hide you from the shadows. I will help you find a home, but then you will be left on your own. You will only hear from me again when the relic is about to be found. And then, and only then, will you remember your past.
So now you see, I am James Henry Powell IV, and it is my destiny to help you save the world. It seems that the shadows separated us on purpose to try and control more, but Turnbull explained that the control of the shadows is limited because of our own free will. The shadows try to trick us, and if that fails, they infect and control us that way. But with protection from infection and confidence and courage that we will prevail, we have more power than we think. I just hope Franklin and Dr. Landry are also alive. Perhaps saved by Turnbull. I fear we may need their help to truly save the world.
Franklin! I can't believe it. It's Constance. Are you okay?
Please follow the SunDried Tomatoes YouTube channel and watch content including original shows like Legends of the Diamond, random reactions, and Brewing the Facts, the SunDried Tomatoes podcast in video form, and other sports brewing or entertainment related videos. You can like the Facebook page and follow me on Instagram at eclectic_yotso for news updates and just to get to know me better.